The most haunting photos of World War II. 1. A Japanese boy waiting in line at the crematorium with his deceased baby brother on his back, Nagasaki, 1945. 2. A Soviet woman who lost 7 sons during World War II. 3. Photograph of German WW2 propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels, after he found out his photographer is Jewish. 4. 20,000 Americans attend a Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden, February 20, 1939. 5. Wedding rings that were removed from Holocaust victims before their execution at Buchenwald concentration camp in Weimar, Germany, 1945. 6. An emaciated 18-year-old Russian girl looks into the camera lens during the liberation of Dachau concentration camp in 1945. 7. German soldiers cry while being forced to watch footage of concentration camps after the war, 1945. 8. British schoolchildren during an air raid drill. 9. Chinese guerrilla fighter, Cheng Benhua, smiling moment before execution by the Japanese. 10. A U.S. Marine gives a cigarette to a Japanese soldier buried in the sand, Iwo Jima, 1945. 11. German SS guards, exhausted from their forced labor clearing the bodies of the dead at Bergen-Belsen, are allowed a brief rest by British soldiers but are forced to take it by lying face down in one of the empty mass graves, 1945. 12. A young woman who survived the atomic bombing of Nagasaki, August 1945. 13. Leper Radek was a 17-year-old Yugoslav partisan who was sentenced to death for shooting at Nazis. When she was offered a way out of the gallows if she revealed the names of her accomplices, she declined, saying they'd reveal themselves when they came to avenge her. 14. Jewish prisoners after being liberated from a death train, 1945. 15. Photo taken from inside a gas chamber at Auschwitz. 16. Istvan Reiner, aged 4, smiles for a studio portrait, shortly before being murdered at Auschwitz concentration camp. 17. The imprint of a Mitsubishi Kamikaze Zero along the side of HMS Sussex, 1945. 18. British soldiers after their release from Japanese captivity in Singapore, 1945. 19. Russian spy laughing through his execution in Finland, 1942. 20. World War II Mickey Mouse gas mask intended to make the mask look less scary for children. 21. This is a permanent shadow of a person at the exact moment the atomic bomb went off in Hiroshima. 22. A Filipino survivor of the Manila massacre, shows where a Japanese officer tried to behead him, 1945. 23. The RMS Queen Elizabeth returning to New York after World War II was over. 24. Sergeant Leonard Sifleit moments before being executed by a Japanese officer in World War II. 25. A soldier's face after 4 years of war, 1941 vs 1945.